Welcome. So I know Tuesday is not my day, usually, but I woke up in the mood and I said we shall program today. It's actually going a little bit uh going back to Golang really did ignite back my pleasure to program. As I said multiple times, Go has everything of what I need. Unlike Rust, and it's less than, well, also Rust has everything in it, but it's the least annoying one about it. So I like not getting annoyed. Maybe I should just keep them in the same place. Be cleaner. Air. Farewell. So local game. Thousand eighty. Three 800s. And we reset the page. You probably should make it responsive just but it can be playable later on. But even now, yeah, I will check it at some point. Meanwhile, local game player. This is very annoying. Right, so one thing that we are doing at the moment is fixing up the players, which now basically are basically simply being put inside the inside an array. Do I keep it that way for a little bit or do I do more? The other thing I need to implement is that every time that we press on this guy, the fuck are my fingers? I want to press M, okay. Every time I press on that guy, I want it to change color. Damn, this clip is low. Can't they just move it? No, I can't show controls. Yeah, so that was the deal. Which this means that I'm gonna send to the server. When I click, I have to send my answer. But to send my answer, I have to load in here a div, or rather an input, with which one is the answer that I want it to read. Another thing that I want to check, which is important, I want to write down in a DB, because I think last time I had something worse, because I kept everything in memory. So the first step would be to make a better state, which I want to use Redis. Or Mongo, shouldn't really have a big difference. What is going on? Okay, I can turn it down. Oh, that was okay. Your app is about to get faster. Try for free. Okay, you can't just do me like that. Install Redis or Redis stack. Manage Redis references. You can install Redis or Redis stack on your local machine. This installation guide. Linux. Sudo restart yum whatever. Well, before that I should be checking the library that I would have to go through to take a look at Redis, but probably that's not a big deal. I'm a little bit fascinated by this layer between the language and the DB. It is brought to you by Uptrace. This is an open source app PM tool that supports distributed metric and logs. How do I read this? Go mode, new client. Yeah, that sounds about right. So I wonder, does this, let's say GPT, does Redis make sense to save the state of an quiz online game? Well, but I don't dislike the idea of playing around with Redis, so let's play around it. Just because this time I have a longer span to write the program, I think it is great to have Redis. So, first off, installation. This will use the apt. Now, I know some people don't really love doing something similar. Wait. This is the apt, but I don't have apt. How about Arch? Yeah, Arch probably has it. So let's see you very quickly. They want to sue and remove a bunch of packages. Afterwards, we'll take a look. Still haven't solved that bug in which Pipewire crashes. A friend of mine suggested that was the desktop notifications. Right now I'm closing both Discord and Telegram. Telegram is probably the usurper, if that's the problem. Can't be sure what still crashes me. Don't even know how to debug it because doesn't seem like anybody has my same problem. That's disappointing. Now, if I were to be a betting man, yes, Arch has start enable. Install the Redis package, start enable Redis.service. Sounds about right. There is one thing about Arch that doesn't want me to give it up. Like, I would give that up in a second, but the amount of stuff that Rust has by default in there is crazy. So we have a bunch of pre and posts, but I think I should be getting grid at least till this, so 1 to 180, or rather 118. That didn't really procure me any memory. Guess I can skip up until 121 or 120. Okay, sounds about right. Still have 40 gigabytes. There's a little bit of shit on my system at this point. Okay. Then sudo pacman sync redis. I don't know why I put a K over there. So we are redising and we start enable systemctl enable redis.service. Okay, which means I have to check it with status. Maybe you have to start it. Status. Very well. So my server is up running. I want to understand. Okay, so we're up and running. Start in the background. Next steps. Okay, let's take a look. Overview the Redis client. The mod has basic editing and please provide a familiar typing. To launch the program in special modes, you can several options. Stimulate a replica, check the latency, request ASCII art spectrogram of types and frequencies. This is not what I want. Drink water and escaping. Command line usage, don't quite care. Host port. By default, Redis click connects to several others localhost with port, whatever. You can change the port using several commands to specify host name and IP address. If your instance protected by a password, you perform an authentication saving it to split an auth. Redis compiled streams. Okay, how about the quick start? No, the easiest way to get started is to use the cloud. Store and retrieve data. Redis stands for Remote Dictionary Server. You can use the same data types as in your local programming environment, but for the server side with Redis. Similar to byte arrays, Redis string stores sequence of bytes, including stacks, serialized objects, counter, and binary arrays. The following example show you the set. Set byte 1 process 134. Are you tired of using it? Shut the fuck up. Hashes are the equivalent of dictionaries or hash maps. Among other things, you can use hash represented objects. You get a complete overview of the types in the document say that each description is allowed. Let's take a look at the fuck. How is it different from any key value store? This is different evolution paths. What is memory footprint? What does keeps entire database in memory? Can you reduce with a disk database? How can I reduce overall memory usage? What happens if routes of memory? Okay, so I don't have to, doesn't look like I have to do something incredible besides that. Okay, let's start with straight up converting the player list inside Redis. One thing that they probably would want is to move away this socket handler. I was thinking about making some organization in this because becoming crowded over here. It's 150, but I don't dislike the idea of taking this out. Not quite sure how most Golang projects get divided, because I still have to set the HTTP handle over here, right? I mean, I guess moving it in another file and importing the file and putting here should be correct. Let's ask this guy, hey, show me a folder structure for a server in Golang. It's one of those things. Every time that there's something, it's kind of awkward to to Google. Chat really does have. So this is the entry point, the config, the internal. API, public packages of middleware. Okay, so we can. So he usually goes for 100 models, routes, utils. What now I want? Okay, internal is getting. That's up later on. Let's start with the handlers. So handler, rather not the handlers. Yeah. Inside the handlers, let's make what would be called our socket. Well, rather than the socket, yeah, we can say socket. Whatever. Okay. At this point, from the main, I want to drag this out. Now, theoretically, if I package handlers, import, 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 browse, add. Pretty sure I can import upgraders. Oh no, that's the upgraders. To import the WebSocket part, JSON. Import, templates, this one we will carry out. Bytes. Probably, now that I think about it, I should have just copied this and instant nuke everything that I didn't need, like so. This would be a smarter way to do it. Fortunately, it doesn't look like I'm smart. Yeah, okay. So this looks neat. That being uppercase means that I should be able to just say socket handler. It's undefined, but I should be able to import. How to import file inside Golang. Hey, importing in the same folder 9. Or should it be like I don't remember how to import. Like literally. Like in this time I don't need. I remember that same files have same visions. Well, there you go. GM mate. Dude, look, you have the badge for the first. I don't know if that's the number one. You're not the first subscriber, but this is the number one subscriber. By the way, my tablet shows everything, but I'm offline officially. So my guess would be that I can just import my file. Let's say import number one file. Like handlers. Okay, this is not how. Okay, so that's how that would be. But I guess I can just say handlers. Son of a bitch. Because our reverse runes begin. Okay, package more string. Number one fun. Thanks, mate. We're getting to. Actually, my viewership even is lower than when it was of that code. So I was sitting at three users of average because I had a lot of the raids, but now it's like sitting at one, maybe two. Always cool people, but one and two more. Yeah, but this guy over here, we have like my socket, right? I put it in the package handlers, which is not being found. So this is the package. Importing package from your model. Let's write a more strings package and use hello program. First, create a directory. Hello, more strings, and then a name reverse go. Yeah. Because the version of actually piece uppercase, it is exported. Have to build it. Maybe I have to restart the server and that should just do it. Malformed. Install the hello program. Oh. What? Go install. Do I have to install handlers? Package handler is not in standard lib. How is this folder being instantiated specifically? Commod init. I'm just about to GPT it. Trying to not GPT too much. I don't want my brain to be scrambled. Hey, how do I import another package in my main Go? I'm also watching out for this bug that it doesn't sometimes record my screen correctly. Fucking pipe error. My Golang server internal services. Do I have to put the trail like this is Kahoot Go handler? Or do I have to require it in my Go not my sum but with the mod require handlers? And do I have to require them? Okay, my Golang server internal services user import fmt, fine, this is the user service. My Golang server internal services to import the package, and he didn't touch anything else. Oh, now you're fun with it? Like, bro, I didn't do anything different. But that's okay. Okay, which means we don't need it over here. It has to be like that, right? Mm-hmm. It's Kahoot/go. Nope. Son of a bitch. If you want an external package for another Go module, doesn't actually work. Bruh. It's always these kind of things. Go import import local package. BRB. My home is just cold as fuck. Hey, I'm new to working Go. In the region I Go, it was. Yeah, now I have common router in my app. Common router, Go install, get these errors. How can I fix? Regardless of the import, see how to let Go. Explain in details. This is the debate why I'm concerned is how to solve the problem mentioned above. I'm trying to make results all imports happen in your local file system. Brother, why won't my app? Well, I figured basically Go starts part importing Go source. Just need to add my app in front of package name, that is, do it. Yeah. Kahoot / Go handlers. Son of a bitch. Does tidying up helps? Language user relative imports. Of course, all imports will fail. You should have created the package with go mod tidy, go mod init. So it does have to go somewhere. Now in my package you have submodules called utils. Why is this getting so hard? I think that they have to put it over here somewhere. Oh, because my module is called Kahoot, not Kahoot.go. I'm a dumb motherfucker. It's always key issue. You have to like import it. Okay, now let's say I import it correctly. How do I use the function? Oh, I have to put it the handlers beforehand. Makes sense. Handler dot. Okay, looking good. Very well. This is adequate. Now, that being said, I'm gonna little by little move stuff out, but what we want right now is, so we have the handlers over here, which is great. I don't think I need the index and I don't know if I need the controls at the moment. Okay. First step would be, let's add my Redis over here. So if my memory doesn't betray me, this would be go mod init, okay, go get Redis. Okay, we're so in. We're importing the Redis. And we're going to context background. So let's just take it out on, let's just bring inside my file. We can worry about moving it out later. She's not even that bad. Fucking, that's also not even that bad as idea. to have them separate. Yeah, I can even make a package for this, but I don't think I will. Key value doesn't exist. Okay, this would show me some stuff if I just example client and, and reload this. Key value doesn't exist, we hit it, value doesn't exist, whatever. Okay. So looks like it's working. This would be a set. Let's rename this instead of example client. I'm gonna call it Redis client. Okay, and Redis client will collect, will take in a connection, or rather, how do I make it? It should be taking in a couple of arguments, and that would be like player string so far. Then we're gonna make it better. And it will also take if the player is entering or leaving. And that shall be probably a constant, right? Like it could be a string. Let's call it action. Beautiful. I always forget how not stressful is the Golang syntax. Okay. So at this point, I'm just taking the players' names and oops, putting them in. Like what happens, say, if I try to print out result nime no name press. Okay, that would be nil. Then we can say if result dot name, sort of a non-boolean statement, makes sense. It's different than nil. Then we can Redis client. I'm gonna pass it down the result dot name. And so far there will be one constant. That would be to make it connected. And the constant will be connected just because I like it to be a constant. So this is not a string. Cannot use the username map blah 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 as a string. I remember that I was able to stringify it at some point. Oh no, wait. Well, I remembered, but it was so we type inferenced it. And my client at this moment, Your Honor, my client at this moment would do something like that, where my key would be the player, and my value would be the action, which means it's connected. Well, rather than the action, I have some more stuff to play, but okay, let's build it up little by little. I'm curious what's the fourth one. Expiration time means that set redis set key value operation command using for set x like behavior. The explanation means that the key has no expiration time. Keep tl is a redis keep tl option to keep existing time means the code redis server, otherwise you will receive an error. Okay, I can make it expire after 1 day because like I'm wondering if I put this online and I never close that server, will that mean that it's remaining in the memory forever? Perhaps. Perhaps not. Okay. So at this point, we don't do this anymore. The way that I'm envisioning this, I think, is wrong. Like this guy probably should just return my client, and then I'm gonna use the client to write or read or whatever. Like let's say Redis client. So that would be, we're not passing shit over here. RDBs. Right, it's undefined. Okay. Which is our result. Yeah, we can little by little move them out, but I'm fine with starting like that. Okay, result of name. May action be connected. Of course, we're type inferencing it. Now we don't really need to crash my program. Log dot fatal will have to, yes, it will be now as exit. I don't know, let's log dot fatal for now. Then I guess I can just read it. Not a big deal. Oh, return RDB. You good? Looks like you're good. Okay, one thing that I want to do afterwards is read it just because. I guess my Redis client can be read once here, so I don't have to instantiate it a million times. But at this point, it probably, even reading there sounds not like an amazing idea. Could even be passed as an argument somewhere. I'm overthinking it, I think. Because every time someone logs into the server, there's a new connection. So that's the annoying part, but okay. So we can get the where by name would be like get the player, right? And the player, let's say I'm gonna call it John. You don't need to pack or you unlock fatal, but it still probably that's way overkill. It's an error. So we're gonna go for John. John, key connected. Okay, right, so I have the John and the connected part. Sounds about right. You print John somewhere. Okay. Yeah, that's perfectly reasonable. Okay. So that means I can always write them. Now the cool stuff is that I can read them everywhere. And I'm guessing that it's not a bad idea to have Redis client on this class as a general always open. I don't know how the interaction would go if multiple people, will multiple people have multiple Redis connection at all times? Does it get reinstantiated every time that I pass something on a socket? That won't happen because there's this loop here. Okay, here so far here makes sense. I believe that this where Redis should go. I'm gonna have a long discussion next Monday with a couple of my friends. All right, then. Now let's say we can log one player. And each player so far doesn't really have anything, but we will little by little build it up. Actually, not even little by little. I'm gonna, okay, so this is the get, which I define. This is what happens when you don't. Okay. So no password, I understand. Use default DB. Oh. Okay. So the option side. So I can divide. I can use. Maybe have more Redis DBs and divide them. Okay, that's good. So far it's fine to have one, but we will get some more. Okay. So now every time that a player logs in, we just need to drop in the player. But every time a player clicks this out, I would have them have some kind of answer. So how do I represent that in Redis? Let's try first to represent it in here. So player, or I guess struct player, would have to have a name. We have to have a state, which is a string, and we have to have a score to be it. Make new type golem. That's not. So type player struct. Okie dokie. That's making a little better sense. We would want bugging me that Redis is over here, so I think Redis should be still seated down there. Okay, so each player will have name, state, score. Sounds fair. The state is going to be either connected, disconnected, and honestly about that. Shouldn't be really anything else. Up until the game is still on, I don't want to completely remove people, but I want to set them as disconnected. This way I can check if something is disconnected. I don't have to, I'm not going to show them on the leaderboard, and I'm not going to count them in. If they connect back, I'm gonna flip again this coin and say, hey, it's connected. There it goes. Alrighty then. Again, I don't believe also that I have to crash anything over here. I don't want to crash the server for some errors. And then we are going to unmarshal the result. We are going to say that if it's a name and it's not nil, we are putting it inside. But this is going to be a little more, it has to be a little more complex. Because what do I save specifically? Key. Oh, and my value can be more complex. Interesting. Same in the name of science, then we would have like a temporary player, which should be a type player, and that would be name, can be here one. Name would be, no, this has to be like that. Result, name. Let's see if I assign something that's nil. Anyway, not string. On connection, I don't have, however. Score will be default 0. Then we have a result. Which is so far, this will be connected. State. Actually, rather than state, it's probably status sounds more appealing. And score would be, actually the score, we would get it out of score. We don't get it out of score. Let's state it like 0. Now this sounds, it's not when we will do, but should be just a test. I want to simply say we put here, we're gonna put here the player.name, which will look a little better, and we will put here a player object. Starting to look awkward. So we don't need this one for a while. So Of course, we exited, by the way. Log.print. Don't need to be this dramatic. We don't need to be this dramatic. Now, really bugging me that my tablet won't catch up, so I'm just gonna restart it real quick. Should really give me a second monitor. When my ads should really come, I want to make a jump to the bathroom. Okay, so there's John. Kent Marshall handlers player. Key connected, we hit it. Redis Kent Marshall handlers player implemented. Encoding binary Marshall. Okay. So what do I pass over here? Like, how do I set something a little more complex? I guess it's a key value, but do I have to put a bunch of options? Do I have to on Redis, how do I set a more complex type, like abstract? Okay, so it has to be marshable. All right, this good old friend. Okay, I can do that. So that would be JSON name, JSON status, and JSON score. Struct field tags JSON score not compatible with reflect the stack get, but syntax for stack tag value. What does that even mean? Create a struct instance, yes. JSON marshal it, and then okay. Layer. There's going to be player.name and layer JSON. Layer JSON. Okay, this obviously failed because key connected. but whatever. John. Okay, that's interesting. So this said he tried to unmarshal. No, I'm actually marshalling. You can reuse a result. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. But I'm marshalling the val. Cannot use variable type string as byte. Okay, bytes. And let's print the result, I guess. Okay, I don't have to reuse this. But that's fine. It is getting what I wanted to do. You know, I don't believe that I need to say the name inside the player, but that feels neat. It doesn't feel neat to have them be different. I don't know if Redis, I guess, doesn't have like a name way. Okay, other than the result, we would say player. Because I believe the player is still there. Okay. Player. And we print out player. Doesn't look like it's get written in an amazing way, does it? My JSON. There's stuff getting written. It should be set. Doesn't feel like my John is getting correctly written. Player object. John connected 0. Okay, my JSON is stuff. Should be fine. Not getting back absolutely anything. This is disheartening. Like if I write down, let's say, hello, this would definitely chance me up. Oh, that's the big deal. What's the reason for it that has to be exported precisely? Yes, but the stock field has JSON tag, but it's not exported. I don't know why it has to be exported, but whatever. Hey, bathroom break. The stuff being written. Okay, green. BRB, bathroom break. Okay, so we're super back. Now everything does get pretty much connected. So my value here is doubled up, which is not what I would want. Also, I guess this isn't how you would want to save it. Probably the most correct thinking about it, is this the most correct way? Do I save each player? Because I still have to keep this guy in memory, which is not what I want. Probably I want to have an array of players. So I can have a constant player in which we push him down. That's going to be probably the way to go. Okay, so we already have players. Like players key. Just be players. Okay, and we would probably, the way that this would happen is we should, first of all, should understand if this is a new connection, which I don't think I necessarily do. Wouldn't this instantiate my first connection, and then this is what is happening every time? So my player logic should happen here. And I want to capture when we leave. I believe that we leave when we move out of this guy. Take a look. We left. So we're hitting it. That's not how we leave. This code is 100% unreachable. But there should be a handler to when it leaves, right? Gorilla web sockets. There has to be some way to describe this connection. I want to take a look at those. Players should be getting in, we register them, getting out, we unregister them. Connect. Connection to writer read, the next writer. Concurrency. Close the underlying network without sending or waiting for a close message. Yeah, how do I chat example? Oh, this is complicated. Chat message, okay. Send next writer. Okay, so you have a handle and I'll have the hub. Oh, okay, I see. So this is the server part. And we have a home and a response. Then the hub contains a set of active clients and broadcast messages to the clients. Okay, makes sense. Then we have a type hub registered client, so every client that they have. I hate when it does that. Please go back to before. Okay. So we're saying this is my clients would be a map of clients. Broadcast messages, request, unregistered request clients. My function hub will h.register and where does it get run? My guess would be inside the hub. So a bunch of constants, I don't care. My var, I don't care. Upgrader, this is great. Client, okay. It's a hub, a connection, and a message. Read pump, write pump, serve WebSocket, there it goes. So my serve gets in a hub. Go write, go read. How does he even pass the hub to the function? Because he's registering the oh, handle func write read serve. Okay, this is getting a little more complicated than I think it would be. So this is the implementation that I have to pretty much copy, because that's what I'm about. I want a hub for my clients. Once this is even a great way to just like this straight up, this is basically copying out. Read pump messages from the website connection to the hub. The application uses a pre-connection Go routine. The application ensures that there is always one reader on a connection by executing all the reads from the routine. A routine running right pump is started for each connection. The application ensures that there is at most one writer to a connection by executing all the writers in the routine. Okay, so this guy starts. And I think that I add Q chat message. This requires me a bit of brain power. Think we should start with the hub logic. I need to a little bit understand. Okay, I get this part. This is just take the client. I understand this part. The part that I wish to understand more is, okay, new hub. This feels like a Go way of doing it. Like very idiomatic way to just initialize it. Yeah, because right now I don't have really a way to tell apart everyone who's connecting. Like I don't believe I have. So like if I duplicate this, and I duplicate again, every time that there's going to be a connection, but I don't know what this guy does con that local next right ping. Can close it. Okay, I can't even tell. So I have to check. I don't quite understand this logic. I think that the smallest unit that I can do is to have the clients. So that's what the first part should probably be. Is the client his own definition? Type client. So wait, no, it's a con.client. No. How am I using the client? Type client. Just going to be between the socket connection and the hub. How the fuck do they circularly define each other? What? Okay, so I can keep track of this connection. Wouldn't I be is there any way for me to write it down? Like, what am I printing if I'm printing this connection? Genuinely curious. Okay, so this is a map. Is there like a read write name? Like, what is this connection guy? So type connection is server sub protocol write field write enable compression level reader writer read the compress. Okay. So to keep track of the connections, you would want to save somewhere this every time. But now it just feels like my state is getting complex without any much reasons, and I still have to use global state at the end of the day, don't I? But yet some way I need to save them. So the first step would be to save this guy out. And my pipe wire just crashed. Don't know how long ago, but okay, this is not sustainable. Like literally, I can't. I have to deal with this shit even if I don't stream a couple of days. I have to fix the pipe wire. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit confused. Say what, for today, I'm gonna call it today. For tomorrow, we will try and see better if we're fresher. So, see ya.